So I just arrived at a reintegration simulation and I'm super excited to see what's going to unfold. This aligns perfectly with my research and I'm excited to see how I'm able to apply these principles, not only to my research, but to the people that I'm called to serve. So stay tuned, I'll let you know how it is. For this experience, I want to begin highlighting the work of Soltero Community Development Corporation. Soltero focuses on supporting individuals as they transition back into society after incarceration, addressing barriers like housing, employment, identification, and access to essential services. Programs like theirs are critical when you consider that nearly 2 out of 3 formerly incarcerated individuals are rearrested within 3 years, often due to the systemic barriers rather than lack of effort. In this scenario, I played a character named Chelsea. Right from the start, I had an advantage, something many people reentering society don't have. I had 3 forms of identification: a birth certificate, state ID, and social security card. That may sound basic, but it's not. Studies show that as many as 40% of formerly incarcerated individuals leave without valid identification, making it extremely difficult to secure housing, employment, or even basic services. Without ID, restarting your life becomes almost impossible. I also had a partner in the simulation, and let's call her Natalie. As we moved through the experience, we realized we were on 2 completely different paths, shaped by the choices available to us. Throughout it all, I was carrying a baby, not by choice, but because I couldn't afford childcare. That's the reality for so many. In fact, over 60% of formerly incarcerated women are mothers of minor children, and access to affordable childcare remains one of the biggest barriers to reentry. So there I was, moving from table to table, trying to survive the system, looking like Xavier from Paradise, carrying his baby everywhere I went. One moment that really stuck with me was the cell in the corner. Week after week, I watched it fill up, slowly but consistently. It became a visual reminder of how easy it is to fall back into the system. And for many, there's no safety net. Approximately 45% of formerly incarcerated individuals report having no stable family support to return to. No home, no fallback plan, just the system. Natalie's situation became even more intense. At one point, she drew a chance card because she had no other options, and it led her to commit a bank robbery and get caught. That moment wasn't just part of a game. It reflected a harsh reality when legitimate opportunities are limited. People are often pushed toward survival-based decisions with serious consequences. What made the simulation so powerful was how real it felt. Soltero didn't simplify the process, they made it intentionally difficult. There were long waiting lines, limited resources, and every time we moved between stations, we had to give up a transportation pass, forcing us to make impossible choices about where to go and what to prioritize. That's the reality of navigating reentry systems. Now I want you to listen closely as my mentor, Dr. Caroline Clarwell, shares insight on the trauma and mental health needs of individuals returning from incarceration.
Question. Start from the beginning.
Okay.
One at a time.
One at a time. All right. We're gonna go one at a time. How do trauma and mental health challenges and substance issues, especially when untreated, impact reentry success?
So it is usually a straight bullet to prison, right? When those issues are not addressed, then you have people who are going back to their autonomous thought patterns, their autonomous state. So they're going to go back to people, places, and things that got them in trouble in the first place, right? Your body holds your trauma, right? So if you're used to experiencing stimuli that's unpleasant, and that normally means somebody's getting punched in the face, untreated without a strategy to deal with that, guess what you're gonna do? Punch somebody in the face, exactly, right? And so when we don't address trauma, when we don't address mental illness, people rely on the coping strategies that got them in trouble in the first place. So if I'm angry and I'm sad, or I feel like I just don't want to be here, but when I smoke crack, I don't feel like that for 2 seconds, or when I shoot dope, I don't feel like that for a few seconds, guess what you're gonna do? So responsible care and culturally competent care in that space looks like, one, I'm gonna say it, representation matters, right? So people need to see people who look like them. people who have gone through what they've gone through, people who understand their cultural aspect as well as their lived experience. So in my program, that's like credible messengers. That's why Jerry's program is so successful. It's because the people who come through, he's the ultimate credible messenger. He can talk to them about where they've been, how they've been there, what it was like when they were there, but on the flip side, what it's like when you get out, what it's like when you change your thinking, what it's like when you cut off people who've been in your life, your entire life, but you know that if you continue to stay connected, where you'll end up. How do you sever those relationships in a way that you still stay whole, right? So that's what it looks like in terms of cultural competency in this process. It's making sure that representation matters, that there are people who have the same lived experience on both sides, right? The negative side, but also on the positive side, how you live differently and how you move in a positive way. What was the last one?
You just answered it.
Okay.
What does trauma-informed cultural response to reentry support actually look like?
There you go.
You got it.
That's it.
Yes, I'm definitely going to have to clock that one. Dr. Caldwell really made an interesting point when she said that cultural competency piece is key, and I would agree. Without that relationship being there, people can't connect to what their situation needs, and so there they are with a deficit. So, to sum it all up, Soterra really did their thing when it came to showing the challenges that exist for those that are trying to navigate reentry into the society, into the community. By hitting on transportation, by hitting on the injustices that exist. They had wild cards for life be lifing. And so what do you do when things aren't going as planned and you're just getting out? When you have to see a probation officer, but you have no way to get there. When you want to get a job, but you have to go get a drug test, but you don't have transportation. Like, all these things are realistic. And you really don't realize how much people are struggling until you actually sit down and have those conversations. So definitely check on people, make sure they're connected before they're released. That's the key for them having that easy transition. Take care, y'all.